Welcome back to Statistics Made Simple, and I am Savita Balsang. In this video, I'll find solutions to problems based on tests for single mean for large samples. So before solving the problems, let us recollect some of the terminologies. Capital N denotes the population size, small n is the sample size, mu is the population mean, sigma square is the population variance, sigma is the population standard deviation, and these three are parameters. Whereas the sample mean is denoted by x bar, s square is the sample variance, and small s is a sample standard deviation. Remember to use lowercase s, and this x bar, s square, and s are statistic. If alpha is not mentioned in the problem, it is taken as 5%. This problem is a 2 marker. There will be 1 mark for the formula and 1 mark for the answer. Problem 1. Given mu equal to 200 grams, sigma equal to 10 grams, n equal to 64, calculate the mean and standard error of the sample mean. Solution. First subdivision, consider E of x bar equal to mu. So this is the mean of the sample mean. Therefore, E of x bar is equal to 200 grams. Second subdivision, consider SE of x bar, which is equal to sigma divided by root n. So SE stands for the standard error. So substituting the values, you'll get equal to 10 by root 64, which is 10 by 8, or you get SE of x bar is equal to 1.25 grams. Second problem also is a 2 marker. Problem 2. The mean and variance of the height of a particular herb is 10 centimeters and 2 centimeters square respectively. Find the mean and standard error of the height of 30 randomly selected herbs. Starting with the solution, write given mu equal to 10, sigma square equal to 2 centimeters square, which implies that sigma is equal to root 2. Taking 4 places after the decimal after rounding off, we get 1.4142 centimeters and n is equal to 30. Then, starting with the first subdivision, write consider E of x bar equal to mu. Therefore, E of x bar is equal to 10 centimeters. Second subdivision, consider SE of x bar, which is sigma by root n, which is equal to 1.4142 divided by root 30, which is equal to 1.4142 divided by 5.4772. Therefore, standard error of x bar is equal to 0.2582 centimeters. Problem 3. The standard deviation of heights of children is 1.5 feet. What is the standard error of the mean height of 20 children randomly selected? Now, the first sentence, if you observe, doesn't have the word random sample. So, it is with respect to the population. And the standard deviation of the population, it is denoted by sigma. So, write given sigma equal to 1.5 feet. And 20 children randomly selected means it is the size of the sample. So, n is equal to 20. Then write the formula. Consider standard error of x bar equal to sigma by root n, which is equal to 1.5 divided by root 20, which is equal to 1.5 divided by 4.4721, and therefore SE of x bar is equal to 0.3354 feet. From the fourth problem onwards, we'll be solving 5 markers. Such type of problems are important from the examination point of view. Problem 4. A random sample of 200 herbs has an average length of 15.2 centimeters. Can this be regarded as a random sample from a large population with mean 15 centimeters and standard deviation of 1.9 centimeters? Now let us check whether this problem falls in the category of test for single mean for large samples. First, we look at the value of n, which is 200, and you see that it is greater than 30. So this is a large sample test, and we have only one population and a sample is chosen from that population. And also the words average and standard deviation are present, and even the word mean is also present. So it is a large sample test, and in particular it is the test for single mean. Now we should be able to obtain 4 values from the given problem. Now the first sentence already starts with the word random sample. So from the first sentence, under solution write given, we get n equal to 200, and the average length of herbs in the sample is 15.2 centimeters, means the average is nothing but the mean. So x bar is equal to 15.2 centimeters. Now we have already obtained two values, that is n and x bar. Now what are the other two values which you require? I had told you that you require 4 values, and the 4 values are n, x bar, mu naught, and then either sigma square or s square or sigma or s. Now we need to find out the other two values. So if you continue reading the sentence, they have said that can this be regarded as a random sample from a large population with mean 15 centimeters. So the mean of the population means it is mu. So in this case we'll write it as mu naught. So mu naught is equal to 15, and standard deviation of the population means it is sigma, which is equal to 1.9. And since the value of alpha is not mentioned, we take it as 5%. Then, because this is a test for single mean for large samples, we write H naught in the general format. That is, recollect, the general format is the population mean is mu naught. That is, mu is equal to mu naught. Here mu naught is 15. So write H naught as the population mean is 15. That is, mu is equal to 15. Now the words like increase, decrease, above, below are not mentioned in the problem. So the alternative will be a two-tailed test. So versus H1, mu is not equal to 15. The next step is to write the test statistic. So under H naught, the test statistic is Z equal to x bar minus mu naught divided by sigma by root n, which follows normal 0, 1. So how did we start the problem? First write whatever is given. Next define H naught, define H1 and write the test statistic. Substituting the values in the test statistic, you get Z equal to 15.2 minus 15 divided by 1.9 by root 200, which is equal to 0.2 whole divided by 1.9 divided by 14.1421. So which is equal to 0.2 divided by 0.1344, or you get Z is equal to 1.4881. So we have calculated the value of the test statistic, which is Z. Now the conclusion will depend on the type of alternative hypothesis. The alternative hypothesis which we have is a two-tailed test. So I have written the condition highlighted in red color on the right hand side of the slide. This makes it easier for us to write the conclusion. So the condition for a two-tailed alternative is mod Z should be greater than or equal to K alpha by 2. So at 5% level of significance, we have to find out K alpha by 2, and from the statistical tables or the tables which I have provided in my previous video, you know that K alpha by 2 is 1.96. So Under the condition, also write at 5% level of significance the value of k alpha by 2, which is 1.96. So we need to compare mod z with 1.96 and then write our final conclusion. So we got z as 1.4881, but for a two-tailed test we need to find out mod z. So modulus of z is modulus of 1.4881, and since this is a positive value, the modulus of a positive value remains as positive. So therefore mod z is equal to 1.4881. Now compare this value with 1.96. So the conclusion is quite simple. So whenever mod z is greater than or equal to k alpha by 2, we reject h naught, otherwise we accept h naught. So the final conclusion, since mod z is equal to 1.4881 is not greater than k alpha by 2, which is equal to 1.96, at 5% level of significance, we accept h naught, and when we accept h naught, we should write whatever is there under h naught and conclude that mu is equal to 15. When you solve a few problems, you will get used to how to write the conclusion. Problem 5. A random sample of 100 students is chosen from a large group of students. The average height of these students is 162 centimeters and standard deviation is 8 centimeters. At 1% level of significance, can we reasonably assume that the average height of the large group of students is 160 centimeters? In this problem, the number of students is 100. So the sample size is large. Then the words average, standard deviation are also present, and we have this random sample chosen only from one large population. So this problem falls in the category of test for single mean for large samples. So let us get the four values which we need. Under solution, write given. From the first sentence, you get n equal to 100. From the second sentence, we get the other values. So the average height of these students is 162 centimeters and standard deviation is 8 centimeters. The word these I have highlighted in blue color. So these means the students who are there in the random sample. So the average of the random sample is denoted by x bar. So x bar is 162 and the standard deviation of the sample is denoted by small s, which is equal to 8. So we have already got three values. Now the only value which we have to get is mu naught. So at 1% level of significance, can we reasonably assume that the average height of the large group of students, so the average of the large group, so the large group of students is nothing but the population. So the average of the population means it is mu naught. That is mu naught is equal to 160 and alpha is equal to 5%. Next step is to write h naught. The population mean is mu naught. So mu naught here is 160. That is mu is equal to mu naught means mu is equal to 160. Versus again words like more, less, above, below are not used. So it will be a two-tailed alternative. Versus h1 mu is not equal to 160. Under h naught, the test statistic is z equal to x bar minus mu naught divided by, now it will be s by root n, which follows normal 0, 1. In this problem, sigma is not given. So when sigma is unknown, it is replaced by s. Substituting in z, we get z equal to 162 minus 160 divided by 8 by root 100, which is equal to 2 divided by 8 by 10, which is equal to 2 divided by 0.8, or z is equal to 2.5. Now for a two-tailed test, the condition is mod z should be greater than or equal to k by 2, and if this condition is satisfied, then we reject h naught, otherwise we accept h naught. So at 1% level of significance, K alpha by 2 value is now 2.58. So find out mod z, it will be modulus of 2.5. Therefore, mod z is equal to 2.5. Now the final conclusion, compare mod z with k alpha by 2. So since mod z is equal to 2.5, it is not greater than k alpha by 2, which is equal to 2.58. At 1% level of significance, we accept H naught and conclude that mu is equal to 160. Problem 6. A company manufactures car tires. Their average life is 40,000 kilometers and standard deviation is 5,000 kilometers. A change in the production process is believed to result in a better product. A test sample of 100 new tires has mean life of 41,000 kilometers. Can we conclude that the new product gives a better result? So let us identify the problem. The problem has the word average, standard deviation, and they have also set a test sample of 100 new tires. That means n is equal to 100, which is a value greater than 30. So it falls in the category of large sample test, that is test for single mean. Let us identify the four values. So start with the first sentence. A company manufactures car tires. Their average life is 40,000 kilometers and standard deviation is 5,000 kilometers. So they are only talking about a particular company and the word sample is not present. So it is a population. The mean and standard deviation of the population are given. So under solution, write given mu naught is equal to 40,000 and sigma is equal to 5,000. Then they are saying a change in the production process is believed to result in a better product, and so a test sample of 100 new tires has mean life of 41,000 kilometers. So the sample is n. So n is equal to 100 and the mean of the sample is 41,000 kilometers. That means x bar is equal to 41,000 and alpha, because it's not mentioned, it's taken as 5%. Next, write H naught. The population mean is mu naught in general. So now mu naught is 40,000. That is mu equal to mu naught. That is mu is equal to 40,000 versus H1. Now, because of the word better result, we mean or understand that it will be a right tailed test because it is saying it is a better result. So, versus H1, mu is greater than 40,000. Under H naught, the test statistic is Z equal to x bar minus mu naught divided by sigma by root n, which follows normal 0, 1. Substituting, we get Z equal to 41,000 minus 40,000 divided by 5,000 by root 100, which is equal to 1000 divided by 5,000 by 10, which is equal to 1000 divided by 500, or we get Z equal to 2. Now the condition is going to change because this problem has a right-tailed alternative. So whenever we have a right-tailed test, the condition which we are supposed to use is Z is greater than or equal to K alpha. So remember that mod Z greater than or equal to K alpha by 2 is used only for a two-tailed test, whereas for a right-tailed test, the condition is Z is greater than or equal to K alpha. If this condition is satisfied, we reject H naught, otherwise we accept H naught. And for this problem at 5% level of significance, K alpha is equal to 1.65. Now the conclusion, since Z is equal to 2, you have to compare the Z value with K alpha value. This is greater than K alpha equal to 1.65 at 5% level of significance. We reject H naught and conclude that. So whenever we reject H naught, it means that we are accepting H1. So write what is there under H1. Mu is greater than 40,000. Problem 7. The average weekly sales of chocolate bars in a candy store is 150. After an advertising campaign, the average weekly sales in 64 stores for a typical week increases to 153 bars and standard deviation of 10 bars. Is the advertisement campaign successful? Use 1% level of significance. Now, this problem falls in the category of test for single mean for large samples, since in the problem we have n equal to 64 and the words average and standard deviation are present. Starting with the solution, write given. From the first sentence, we know that mu naught is equal to 150 because they have said the average weekly sales of chocolate bars in a candy store is 150. That means the first sentence is with respect to the population and the word random sample is not present. From the next sentence, we obtain n equal to 64, and in that particular sentence, they have mentioned that the average weekly sales for a typical week increases to 153 bars and standard deviation of 10 bars. So the average and standard deviation of the sample are also given, which is x bar is equal to 153 and s is equal to 10. Alpha is equal to 1%. Then write h naught, the population mean is 150, that is mu is equal to 150 versus h1 mu is greater than 150. It is a right-tail test because of the word successful. They have asked whether the advertising campaign was successful. In other words, it means that the advertisement has increased the sales. Then under H naught, the test statistic is Z is equal to x bar minus mu naught divided by S by root n, which follows normal 0, 1. Which implies Z is equal to 153 minus 150 divided by 10 by root 64, which gives 3 divided by 10 by 8, which is equal to 3 divided by 1.25. Therefore, Z is equal to 2.4. The condition for a right-tailed test is we have to check if Z is greater than or equal to K alpha. If it is, then we reject H naught, otherwise we accept H naught. So now at 1% level of significance, K alpha is equal to 2.33. So conclusion, since Z is equal to 2.4 and this is greater than K alpha equal to 2.33, at 1% level of significance, we reject H naught and conclude that mu is greater than 150. Problem 8. A random sample of 64 children from a school is selected. The average weight of these children is 29 kgs and standard deviation is 5 kgs. Can we assume that the average weight of the school children is less than 30 kgs? So this sentence is starting with random sample. So it means that n is equal to 64 and 64 is a number which is greater than 30 and the words average and standard deviation are present. So it means that it is test for single mean for large samples. Let us identify the 4 values. So n is equal to 64. Under solution, you can write given n is equal to 64, the average weight of these children. These children means the children who are there in the sample. So it means that x bar is equal to 29 and s is equal to 5. Now the only value which we need is mu naught. In the last sentence, they have asked, can we assume that the average weight of the school children is less than 30 kgs? So in the last sentence, they have only said average weight of the school children. So this sentence doesn't have the word sample, so it is associated with the population, and the average of the population is nothing but mu naught, which is equal to 30, and then write alpha is equal to 5%. H naught is the population mean is 30, that is mu equal to 30 versus H1 mu is less than 30, because in the problem also in the last sentence I have highlighted, you have to check whether the average weight of the school children is less than 30 kgs. So this particular test is a left tail test. Then under H naught, the test statistic is Z equal to x bar minus mu naught divided by S by root n, which follows normal 0, 1. Substituting the values, you get Z equal to 30 minus 29 divided by 5 by root 64, which is equal to 1 divided by 5 by 8, which is equal to 1 divided by 0.625, or Z is equal to minus 1.6. Now the condition for a left tail test is we have to check whether Z is less than or equal to minus k alpha. So at 5% level of significance, minus k alpha value is minus 1.65. Then the conclusion, since Z is equal to minus 1.6, is not less than minus k alpha, which is equal to minus 1.65. At 5% level of significance, we accept H naught and conclude that mu is less than 30. Problem 9. A pharmaceutical firm claims that the mean time for a drug to have an effect is less than half an hour. In a sample of 125 trials, the mean time is 30.6 minutes with variance 4 minutes square. Test the firm's claim at alpha equal to 0.01. Observe that in this problem, the time duration is given both in terms of hours and minutes, and hence we convert hours into minutes and solve the problem. Now we also observe that the sample size is 125 and the words mean and variance are present in the problem. So it is test for single mean for large samples. The first sentence starts with a pharmaceutical firm and it doesn't have the word random sample. So the values which are given in the first sentence is associated with the population. So from this sentence, the mean of the population is half an hour. In other words, under solution write given mu naught is equal to half hour, which is equal to 30 minutes. Then we have n is equal to 125 and the mean time of the sample is 30.6 minutes with variance 4 minutes square, means that x bar is equal to 30.6 and s square is equal to 4, which implies that s is equal to 2 and alpha is equal to 1%. Next, write H naught. The population mean is 30, that is mu is equal to 30 versus H1 mu is less than 30, because in the question they have mentioned that in the first sentence the mean time for a drug to have an effect is less than half an hour. So the given problem is a left-tailed test. Under H naught, the test statistic is Z equal to x bar minus mu naught divided by S by root n, which follows normal 0, 1. Substituting the values in the test statistic, we get Z equal to 30.6 minus 30 divided by 2 divided by root 125, which is equal to 0.6 divided by 2 divided by 11.1803, or we get Z equal to 0.6 divided by 0.1789, which gives the final value of Z as 3.3538. Now the condition for a left-tailed test is Z should be less than or equal to minus k alpha. If this condition is satisfied, we will reject H naught, otherwise we will accept H naught. And at 1% level of significance, minus k alpha is minus 2.33. So the conclusion is, since Z is equal to 3.3538 is not less than minus k alpha, which is equal to minus 2.33, at 1% level of significance, we accept H naught and conclude that mu is equal to 30. As I have already mentioned, test for single mean for large samples is an important topic. I have solved several problems in this video. Understand the problems and try to solve them independently. Thank you all for watching. and look out for my next video where I will explain the test procedure for test for equality of means.